Hey folks, DJ here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with a tale of woe and large expense. First things first, I've posted a few videos recently inside the club, just sort of showing what it looks like. I'm here now, long before we open, and it is very pretty. Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna get dizzy or if you're gonna get dizzy. I'm gonna get dizzy. What am I doing at work hours before we open? I'm here with my brand new laptop. Actually, I'm here with my two brand new laptops. I'll explain. I took a nice trip from Daytona to Atlanta with friends, motorcycle trip, and on the way back, a strap that I had purchased specifically for the trip to hold everything down broke, and my backpack fell off. My backpack that held all of the expensive things I owned, except for basically my new GoPros. It's a different story. Got run over on the highway, and I will give you a picture here of what my laptop looks like. Everything looked like that. My iPad, my laptop, hard drives, my AirPods Maxes, they're just gone. Apple Pencil with my MacBook Pro, that's banana shaped. I still have to get that replaced. Meds that I have, my blood pressure medicine, which I have been getting furious at everyone for like the last 2 weeks, and I don't know if that's bad because I don't have blood pressure, which it is, blood pressure meds, or I don't know if it's because I have no blood pressure meds and therefore it's making me easier to get angry, but people are afraid of me, as they should be. Part of my fury came from when I went to the Apple store, which is about 100 miles away from where I live, to get a new MacBook. The purchase wouldn't go through. For those of you who don't use an Apple card, if you are an Apple person like I am, where everything I own is all Apple stuff, you can make purchases through the Apple card, which is a Goldman Sachs backed MasterCard, and make just payments with 0% APR the entire time that you make your payments. So buy yourself a brand new $2,000 laptop and it costs you like $140 a month, no interest whatsoever for the entire time that you do it. And I did my Apple Watch that way. I'm paid off my phone. I'm still paying off my AirPods. It's a good program and I've used it a lot. So I went to go do it with this, and for some reason it didn't go through. Triggered a fraud alert, which I understand that, but it was a nightmare. It wasn't, I couldn't call and clear it out. I had to call, clear it out, try it, didn't work, call back, get very furious to the point where people in the store were moving away from me. Eventually it was explained to me that I had to wait 48 hours to get a phone call back before I could place an order. Meanwhile, I had to drive an hour each direction just to get to the store, so I'm not doing that again. I needed a computer the next day so I could go to work. Just absolute nightmare. Eventually, after hours in the Apple store of just no success whatsoever, I just purchased outright a MacBook Air with my American Express. That went through. This is not the one that I want. This is definitely, I'm not keeping this. This is going back. I literally just turned to the salesperson and said, "What's your return policy? Because I'm done here." 14 days? I'm like, all right, I'll be back in 13 days. And that's exactly this Sunday I'm taking it back. So I've been using it to DJ off of. Still got the receipt. Hooray. This is a newer laptop than what I had. Very nice. It's very nice. Fortunately, I had to learn how to do new things. I got used to my old operating system, which I didn't know I was maxed out on my old MacBook Air. I had like a 2018 MacBook Air, and that couldn't go to the newest operating system. So like I opened this thing up and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like it didn't work at all the way I got used to. I had to call and get help, and I'm relatively tech savvy. Finally, after multiple phone calls and multiple bitching of people out, righteously finally got everything cleared, and I was able to place an order online for the one that I want in the color that I want. It was supposed to arrive this coming Monday. It is currently Wednesday. It was supposed to arrive this following Monday, which was cutting it close. I mean, Sunday I was going to return the computer. Monday I had to hope that it arrived from China on time, and then Tuesday I'm back at work. That gives me a day to restore it from a backup and all kinds of stuff. Thank God I have backups. Holy hell, I just dusted off my old airport time capsule backup machine thing that Apple doesn't make anymore like a month ago, and started doing backups on my computer, and oh boy, am I glad I did that. So I had some backups I could restore the computer from. I now, of course, have multiple backups. I've even started using a RAID system where I got some more of these because mine were destroyed. This is a 1 terabyte, what is it? It's a Samsung, right? 1 terabyte Samsung solid state drive. One of 3 of these survived being run over. It's the only thing in my entire backpack that survived being run over. I can't fault these things. They're aluminum cased and they're strong and they're good. They're very good. I didn't get one of those like rugged military ones, but that's much better than the plastic one that is in a billion pieces right now. The only reason I can't use the other one is the port detached from the card inside. So like actual USB-C port. Speaking of USB-Cs, we're gonna get into this. This is almost gonna be a review of the new MacBook Air. This is the brand spanking new MacBook Air 15-inch. I got like sort of the middle of the road version. I got the 1 terabyte. I didn't go the 2 terabyte because it's like $600 more. I got the 16 gigs of memory and not the 24 gigs or whatever it is, like the middle of the road stuff. I also got Final Cut Pro, which I've needed for years. As all of you who have watched my channel before know, I am not a video editor. I've complained multiple times that I'm not a video editor. Most of the delays between videos are because I am just not very good at video editing. Using Final Cut Pro doesn't make me a better video editor, but it does do the things that I need it to do, where like I can use multiple cameras and it doesn't take me all day to sync the video up. That automatically does it for you with the magnetic timeline. There's a lot of changes. So if those of you who are in the old MacBook world, they got rid of a lot of things. So I'm gonna just hold this one up because I opened the other one. I'm sorry you guys don't get to see the unboxing, but this one, which is Starlight, this one is silver. You can sort of see the difference, kinda. I mean, they're so close. Starlight here, and then that's silver. They're so close that I wonder why they did it. I'm being serious. On one side, you've got a headphone jack. You got a 1/4-inch phono jack, and that's it. This side, you've got the charging port, which is there underneath my eye. Ooh. And then 2 USB-Cs, and that's it. The old one had a headphone jack, it had 2 USB-A ports, it had the charging port, it had a card reader, and a Thunderbolt port, which was, you know, what you used to, like, I would hook my Ethernet cable up to it, or I would hook up a monitor up to it, and I have all of these things that are now completely useless because no one uses the Thunderbolt 2 or 3, and now it's all Thunderbolt 4. Thunderbolt 4 is USB-C. The charging cable is USB-C, so like, this piece that plugs in, the MagSafe part, obviously isn't, but where it plugs into the actual thing, that is just a 2-outlet USB-C thing. You can charge it off of any USB-C charging box. I will say, this thing's very nice. We're gonna open up this one. Ooh, it still has the oh my God, I forgot I made noises. Very different immediately right off the rip, I can tell you. Trackpad is much bigger. Obviously you got more room here and here because the whole thing is bigger, and the 15-inch screen is cinematically larger. I'm not happy about the price. I paid like $1,200, I think, for my old MacBook Air. This was $1,900 with the discount. Holy crap. Lessons to be learned. Let's see, what did we learn about these here? Either I'm getting old, and therefore I'm turning into the guy who complains about the newfangled, why are the connections all wrong? Which, I mean, honestly, I don't really care. I've got plenty of USB-C things. I paid $30 for the gigabit Ethernet connector thing to Thunderbolt on my old computer a month ago, and now it's useless. Oh, and it's past the return date, so I just own that now for no reason whatsoever. So here's the lessons I'm teaching myself, though. With this new iPhone release, and now they're moving to USB-C for everything on Apple, one sneaky thing they didn't tell you is that now the AirPods case, you know, the actual in-ear AirPods, that's USB-C as well. And you can even buy a new charging case that's USB-C if you want to just step away from all Lightning things whatsoever. Currently, the only thing that they're still making and selling Lightning only are the AirPods Max, which I lost in my incident. That's a $500 or $600 purchase depending on where you buy it from. So I was just going to buy a new pair because I love my Maxes. They're the best headphones I've ever used, owned. They're fantastic. At some point, you know they're going to announce some AirPods Max 2 with USB-C charging thing on it. I'm not going to be the asshole who buys them and then like a month later they come out with a new one. No, I refuse to do that. One cool thing, this button right here, that is a fingerprint scanner button thing. You go boop, and it unlocks. Very nice. Now I'm going to plug in, I've got a backup on here. Actually, I think I'm going to do another backup real quick, and I'm going to start restoring this. Moral of the story, when you're on your motorcycle, and you are strapping your stuff down, don't use anything that has buckles. This thing was rated for a huge amount of money, and the buckle failed. The stretchy, webby, fabric-y thing, you know, the whole bungee part of it, perfectly fine. The buckle is just a plastic buckle like you'd find on a backpack, and that is what snapped and broke. I'm now praying that the company that makes the buckle is gonna make good on the $4,500 worth of damages I took. More than what I paid for the motorcycle I rode up there on is what I lost. In the future, I would probably secure it with an actual bungee cable. Maybe find another way to secure it. I don't know. Maybe I should have put my electronics into the hard saddlebags that are bolted onto the motorcycle. It was bad. was very bad. Here you go. Since this is just, I'm going to complain about things. I would not even have known that it fell off, except for one of my guys was behind me and he saw it and he rode up and he was like, "Hey, your thing fell off." I stopped on the highway, turned around, and rode up the shoulder a mile back to where my stuff was, knowing that there was no way in hell it was not going to be destroyed. And it was scattered across the highway when I got there. Ran out into the busy highway in Georgia, I was on 75, 3 different times to go collect as much as I could and run back before the cars came and killed me. When I get on the motorcycle again, flat tire. Don't ride on the shoulder for multiple reasons, but one of them is that's where all the shit gets thrown off to, and I picked up a big ass screw. Here's a picture of it. And had to wait an hour or two until one of our guys who was leaving later, they luckily had a trailer, showed up, and we had to pull one of his bikes off, and I got on, and he had to ride a bike that he was not looking forward to riding all the way back home. Hit multiple thunderstorms the entire way back. I felt terrible. He didn't care. I mean, well, how about this? He said he didn't care because, there's one of the benefits of being in a motorcycle club is the brotherhood factor to it. Anyway, I'm going to get to this. It was really nice talking to everybody again, which I haven't done this in a while, and I'm sorry. I regret that I haven't, but it's just 11 months of being out of work has been A, expensive, and B, just it's really depressing. And depression's real. Depression is real. I'm not, and mine isn't treated because, it's not treated. I'm cheap. But also, there's people out there that are significantly worse than I do. My depression is manageable. I've managed it for years. I'm still managing it right now. But it also makes me manage to not make videos and post them. So I apologize for that. Back at work now. In another couple months, I'll be out of debt, except for, this obviously screwed me. Hopefully the company comes through. I'm not going to name them because so far they're being very polite. They're being very nice. So until next time, boys and girls, always wear your seatbelt, strap your stuff down more properly. If you're on a motorcycle, wear your helmet too. Also wear gloves. Wear gloves. Gloves are important. Saw a kid doing wheelies today, and I really wish he had gloves on, because if you come down, the first thing that hits the ground is your hands. And when they turn to spaghetti, you don't have anything, again, to use. You need your hands. And if you're in a strip club that has a DJ, make sure you tip him, because you never know when his laptop might get run over on the highway and he has to buy a new one.